In an era where democracy should thrive as a beacon of hope and inclusivity, the disturbing trend of governance being overtaken by profiteering interest groups is an alarming reality. The growing disconnect between the government and the people itself has transformed many democratic institutions into tools for corporate gain, leaving citizens disillusioned and societies fractured. With the incoming Trump administration once again on the horizon, there is an urgent need to raise awareness, foster vigilance, and rally collective action to prevent the repetition of governance that prioritizes profits over people. Governments are elected to serve the people, champion their rights, and safeguard their welfare. Yet, time and time again, political systems become ensnared in webs of corruption, corporate lobbying, and policies that benefit the elite at the expense of the majority. Promises of equity and prosperity are betrayed as political leaders align themselves with powerful interest groups, leaving citizens grappling with rising inequality, weakened social safety nets, and growing authoritarian tendencies. The Trump's administration's previous time highlighted this trajectory, from tax reforms that disproportionately benefited the wealthy to environmental rollbacks that prioritize corporate profits over climate resilience. The administration often placed the interests of the few above the needs of the many. Now, with a potential resurgence, there are signs that the same hawks and profiteers may once again dominate policymaking, threatening the principles of fairness, inclusivity, and public service. The impact of such governance extends beyond national borders. Policies rooted in self interest and corporate gains often exacerbate global instability. The prioritization of militarism, arms deal, and geopolitical brinkmanships fuels conflicts and undermines international cooperation. As America plays a central role on the global stage, its domestic policies resonate worldwide, affecting issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and peace building efforts. Our government drifting towards divisive and anti people policies not only alienate its own citizens but also jeopardizes global solidarity. It creates an environment where trust in democratic institutions erodes and authoritarian regimes find justification for their oppressive practices. The stakes are too high to remain passive spectators. Democratic governance can only thrive when citizens remain active participants in the political process. It is imperative for the public to hold elected officials accountable and demand transparency, equity, and inclusivity in policymaking. Public vigilance is the first line of defense against the encroachment of corporate interests and divisive politics. Key actions the public can take include: 1. Demanding transparency. That is, advocate for greater transparency in campaign financing, lobbying activities, and government contracts. Citizens have a right to know who influences their leaders and how decisions are made. Secondly, strengthening grassroots movements. Support organizations and movements that champion social justice, environmental protection, and human rights. Grassroots efforts have the power to amplify marginalized voices and counterbalance the influence of powerful interest groups. Thirdly, holding leaders accountable, i.e., engage in the democratic process by voting, participating in town halls, and contacting representatives. Leaders must be reminded that their power stems from the people they serve. Fourthly, building unity across divides. I resist efforts to sow division along political, racial, or socio-economic lines. Unity is a powerful antidote to divisive governance. And lastly, promoting media literacy. I equip individuals with the tools to critically evaluate information, combat misinformation, and challenge narratives that perpetuate inequality and corporate dominance. It will help strengthen public awareness and clarity of uh, facts from fake news and misinformation that's often skews the truth and further polarizes the public and ability of government to make impactful uh, decisions and projections. Civil society organizations, journalists, and activists play a crucial role in holding power to account. By exposing corruption, advocating for policy changes, and mobilizing communities, they serve as watchdogs of democracy. Supporting their work is essential in the fight against anti people governance. The incoming Trump administration presents both a challenge and an opportunity. It is a challenge to those who seek justice and equity, as the administration's track record suggests a continuation of policies favoring the elites. However, it is also an opportunity for the public to mobilize, reclaim their voices, and demand a government that truly serves the people. This is not just about America. The world watches, and the actions of one nation have ripple effects across borders. It is time for citizens everywhere to come together in solidarity, rise above partisan divides, and demand governance that is humane, just, and accountable. History has shown that when people unite, they can overcome even the most entrenched systems of oppression. Let us not wait for further erosion of our values and rights. Let us act now with vigilance, unity, and an unwavering commitment to justice, for democracy, for humanity, and for a better tomorrow.